Hi, welcome to Do It with Passion. My name is Alexa Diaz, and this is a series where we're highlighting our amazing people who do so much for the community. Sometimes, and most of the time, probably expect absolutely no recognition. Today, I've invited a very special guest. She's someone who I get to see sometimes 2, 3 times a week. She gives, and there's no. Every time I look at her and I tell her something, she will definitely not even accept recognition. She does it from the bottom of her heart, and we're so lucky to be able to work every day with people like her. Please welcome AnnMarie Dari. Hi, Miss AnnMarie. How are you today?
Hi, Alexa. I'm very well.
Thank you so much for being here.
You're very welcome.
So, I don't know if I've mentioned it to you once or twice, but this is National Volunteer Month. And one of the main things that we want to do is be able to hear your stories, be able to kind of have some guidelines as to what you think would be some steps for volunteers who are starting to think, maybe I want to give back to the community. What should I do? How should I do it? I think you are one of my pros. I know that we chat and we text. You tell me what are the days that work for you, and I send them over to you, and you come. But I want to start off with how our relationship started, and this is something that can be beneficial for a lot of people because you moved from New York, correct?
Yes, moved from New York in 2014, and I didn't know anybody. And my husband's boss suggested that I get involved with JA. And as soon as I walked in, I fell in love. A great program.
So tell me a little bit more about why financial literacy is important to you.
It just is so important to the children. It helps them so much going forward for their life. And this is a good basis to start. And a lot of these kids don't have anybody to teach them financial literacy until they get to JA. So
now,
it's very, very important.
You are one of our volunteers who jumps in directly to either JA BizTown or JA Finance Park. Can you tell me a little bit about what you think of both programs? What do you think when you go to the 5th grade program, what do you get out of it? And for the 8th grade program, what do you think is something that maybe people would like to hear about the difference of both?
The 5th grade I love because they're so excited and they're so energetic and they just can't wait to get in there and work. And it just is so rewarding to me to be there to help them. I just love their energy. And the 8th grade, at first they're a little hesitant and they don't get it. But once they start working on it and, I say to them, oh, can you believe what your parents have to do every month? And they're like, oh, yeah. They said, we're going to thank our parents when we go home. So all of that is just fabulous that they get that opportunity. It's so important.
I know you have 2 daughters. Is this something that you think they could have? We're so lucky to have this program in Broward County. And so what do you think about those students who don't realize about this opportunity and are lucky enough to come?
I think it's a big disadvantage to them. It's just such an important program for all of these children to be involved with. And they're so, so lucky that they have the opportunity to come to JA. It's really unbelievable.
If somebody was asking you, and I know that you've talked to so many people about what we do, and you are one of our most amazing advocates, what are things that you highlight? If somebody's interested in volunteering but doesn't really have a clue of what it means or what it entails, what would you recommend to them?
Well, usually I tell people, when I'm there, why don't you come over and walk around with me and see what everything's about, and I'll explain it to you, because it's easier to explain when you're actually in the building to get the whole idea of it, right?
Absolutely.
That's what I think. So I usually suggest that, and I usually suggest that they would call you and talk to you about it.
Awesome. Yeah. Now, I know that you get a lot of comments from students. Are there any that you might remember that you would like to share with us about, the impact of the day or some of the silly, funny things that they say without even realizing that they're funny?
Let me think about this. They say a lot of things. They're just so excited about it, and they're so happy that they can do it. And they always say at the end, "Oh, I want to come back again. Can we come back again?" When the fifth graders I'm speaking of. And I'm like, "Oh, well, we have summer camp." And they're like, "Oh, summer camp? Oh, I'm going to tell my mom about summer camp," because they just can't believe that they can't do it again, because they have such a great time and they learn so much.
And that's an excellent point to bring up. So for the people who are watching us and who this is a new opportunity you're seeking out, we have a mandate. So every single Broward County Public School will be coming, but they come once. So if they miss out for any reason, unfortunately, they're not able to come back. We're trying to figure out what we're going to be doing and handling because of obviously COVID right now, trying to open up opportunities for some of our schools to be able to return next year. With private schools, that's a little bit easier to be done because the groups are smaller, but it's a huge advantage, like you mentioned, because they're able to put into practice everything that they learn in school.
Yes.
And so I just wanted to thank you so much for being here. I think it's so important for other people to be able to hear from your stories. Before we go, though, I would like to share why you feel volunteering is important to you.
It's just so rewarding. You meet so many nice people. It makes you feel good that you're giving back to the community. It's so important for the children, and education is so important, as we know. And having a good volunteer to work with them just helps everybody in the long run.
Do you think if your daughters would have gone through this program, they might have made some decisions differently?
Probably. They do say, "Oh, Mom, I wish I'd known that when I was younger. I wish we went over our checkbooks," things like that.
Yes.
They always comment on that. Yes. And hopefully one day they'll volunteer at JA.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. We would love
You know
to
me,
have that.
I'm always preaching about JA to everybody I meet. Everybody.
And whenever you are there, it's a day that we don't even have to worry about a thing, because we know that you've got it. You take good care of everything that has to be done. You're basically part of our staff. So I want to highlight you. I want to let you know how much we appreciate everything that you do for us. Thank you for jumping in and helping us. I know some schools sometimes are a little bit harder to be with than others, just because, depending on where they come from, but you
Yes.
still go in and you make a difference. You make sure that they know that they're special, and that they will be someone one day. And because
I love telling them that.
That's
Yes, I
why
love telling them they're going to be someone.
And how much do these students need to hear that?
They do. They do. It boosts our confidence. It's great. Yeah, and it gives them, knowledge on different opportunities when they grow up of what they would like to be.
Exactly. So
Right.
special. So thank you again, my dear AnnMarie. We love having you, and happy National Volunteer Month. Woo-hoo!
Thank you. I didn't know it was National Volunteer Month.
Oh,
I wish I was volunteering than sitting around.
I know. We miss you, and we're planning everything so that we can start next year and let it be the best year of our lives.
Yes,
so
I hope
thank you so much for helping us make that possible.
You're very welcome.
Bye.
Love
Take
you.
care.
See you soon.
Thank you again.
Okay. You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.